No.
So before I ask these next few questions, you don't need to raise your hands. I just want you to think about what I'm going to ask. So, do you know anybody that's ever drinking alcohol, any age? You don't have to raise your hands, but do you know anybody of any age that may be considered an alcoholic? Somebody who just, her age, drinks far more than they should. And lastly, do you know anybody who may be considered alcoholic, but is specifically a teenager? That's the focus of today's speech, is teen alcohol use. My name is McKenna Owens, and today we're going to discuss 3 different factors that relate with teen alcohol use. So the influence that friends and social media has towards it, how it physically affects your brain, and then some statistics over drinking young and how it affects your future. So all of us in here are teenagers, besides Dr. Oliver, but all of us are teenagers. And I'm sure there's been a time in your life when you've been offered alcohol. Whether you chose to drink it or not, it's not the point of this, not the point of today's speech. But yeah. So studies show that by the 12th grade, nearly 50% of teens report being frequently with others drinking to get high. 75% indicate that one or more friends drink until drunk routinely, and then over 80% drink to have a good time with their friends. These are kids in high school, some of our age. So different factors that could lead to this is your popularity in school, how likable you are, peer pressure, social media, influence of your friends. There's a lot of factors that can contribute to teen alcohol use. So my next point, you may have learned if you've taken psychology here yet, but we're going to talk about the physical effects alcohol does to your brain when you're young. So your brain's not fully finished being developed until around age 24 to 25. So adding a chemical like alcohol into your brain can slow down your movements. It can make everyday tasks a lot harder than they should be. And since it's the younger you are, the longer it takes for the symptoms to occur. So that could cause kids our age to tend to drink way more than they should because it takes longer for any reaction to happen. It affects your limbic system, your central nervous system, frontal lobe, all these different key parts of your body. And studies show that kids who begin drinking before age 15 have a 40% chance their brains will be wired for alcoholism. Essentially saying the earlier they start, the more likely they are to drink more often in their future. With this, you can also get a big increase in things like stress, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, because you're putting a harsh chemical, negative chemical into your body. According to the 2019 NSDUH, an estimated 414,000 adolescents ages 12 to 17 had AUD, which is alcohol use disorder. These are kids just in middle school and high school. And once again, the earlier they start, the more likely they are to kind of keep it going throughout the rest of their life. So how can we help? One way to help is just knowing the basic risks that alcohol can cause for people. And just knowing those risks can help you to help other people. Whether you know the person or not, if you see them at, say, a party and they look like they've had too much, whether you know them or not, but you could walk up to them and just warn them, because maybe they haven't, chances are they haven't thought of it, and then hearing that they have drank too much could click that they need to stop. A recent study conducted by John F. Kelly of Harvard Medical Schools indicates that people who attend AA meetings, which are Alcohol Anonymous, so if they attend those meetings, they tend to drink less and less frequently than those who do not attend and are also less depressed. So if you know somebody who is struggling with how much they're drinking, you could request them to go see one of these meetings. because chances are it could help them out. So after discussing how social media or your friends can affect teen alcohol use, how it affects the brain physically, and then how likely you are to become an alcoholic later in life, I hope you learned how truly risky and dangerous drinking is, especially as a teenager. And remember this next time alcohol is offered to you or your friends. Thank you.